coming to the green flag for the 2017 Race of Legends. Vincent Allen on pole position. 42 cars will fight for the win in round 15 of the 2017 DuPont Roses Racing season. We are underway as we head to turn 1. Allen, Turner immediately get themselves positioned for single file in turn 1. But Turner immediately making a jump towards the zero car as Allen leads through the first couple of corners. Relatively clean, although it looked like Dominic Muller might have gone slightly off in the back, but no wreck as far as we can tell. Cody Lamas, Turner battle for second place here as Turner has lost touch with Allen. As the zero car continues to lead through this first lap. Turner still leading over Cody Lamas for second place, but the rest of the top 10 moderately single file. No need to get too racy in these opening couple of laps. This is a very long race, the longest road course race of the season. Three wide towards the back end of the top 10. William Duncan not afraid to make a move on Michael Cavanero and the returning Alex Allen in the 80 car in an fourth AFRT car effort this weekend. Duncan shoves Allen off the track a little. Alex Allen immediately gets into the 87 and hooks him around off the track. William Duncan, who is currently sitting, I believe, second in the championship points, that is not going to help his efforts there. Look at a replay here. I believe William Duncan might have forced Alex Allen off, and Allen, trying to get back into the pavement, comes back up into the 87 and spins him around. Michael Cavanero making a late move on Sean Edgebrake. Places Cavanero, makes a dive into the 45 and shoves him into the grass, which opens the door for Mendez. Very aggressive move by Cavanero there, and I believe Sean Angel's not going to appreciate that one too much. Perhaps a little bit too early to be making those kind of dive bombs. That could have ended a lot worse. Back up to third place. Cody Lamas has gone past Jesse Turner, and now Sean Galligan looking to make a pass on Turner as well. Turner, despite qualifying second place, he is starting to drop back a little bit. As Lamas just shot out ahead as he tries to make an attempt towards Vincent Allen for the lead. And Galligan goes past for third place. Paula Thanos making an unscheduled pit stop here as she has back end damage. Apparently someone might have gone to the back of her on the opening lap, we're being told. As she did qualify in the top 20, so something definitely was not right with the 98 because she fell all the way back outside the top 30. We got a battle of the sevens here as Aiden McIntyre is trying to hold off Alan Cavanero. Aiden McIntyre, the Scottish driver and from the Division 2 Series, making his debut for CBM. This is CBM's Division 2 team making a attempted start by themselves, and they actually managed to qualify on time, so McIntyre in his debut not looking too shabby, but he makes a big mistake there, and McIntyre slides off and almost hits the wall. That could have been absolutely disastrous, but McIntyre managed to reel it in at the last second. Close call, and McIntyre continues on, but he is struggling in these opening couple of laps despite a pretty solid qualifying effort, as McIntyre now into the 92, almost spins him out. McIntyre is a rookie by default technically, so it's not surprising that he's having some struggles, but he needs to get his act together. We mentioned earlier that Alex Allen making his return to the DuPont Streets of Racing, his first start since 2014. Alex Allen, he gives a bump to the 45, gets him loose, but Allen also gets a little bit tight off the exit from that contact, so he couldn't really capitalize. As this is the fight for 9th place. Alex Allen left the series after 2014, stepped out of the driver's seat to let rookie Vladimir Petrov get in the car for the 2015 season and beyond. And Allen has not raced since until today, and he is fighting for 9th place here. But here comes Satsuki Yakashura, going to go 3 wide for the position, and she wants 10th place from the 80 car. Nice pass from Satsuki. And Alex Allen, despite being out of the car for more than 2 seasons, he is racing like he never lost a step. He is fighting with some of the big guns here. Jourdain Smith is also back in the 63 car for Glacier. They're actually back for this year. I'm surprised that happened at all. Glacier left the series at the end of 2016. Citing competition differences within the team and the organizations up top that hold stakes within the team. They pretty much went from touring car racing to endurance racing, and they've done a pretty solid job as far as I can tell. And Smith, when he was told that the series was coming to France for the Race of Legends this year, he made a pretty big bid to his team to try make an attempt, and they qualified on time. So Glacier has not, I guess, missed a step, but the last couple of years were not very nice to them. They didn't score too many wins, but they're trying to get themselves a good finish today. And so far, Smith's running a solid race, but so far, it doesn't look like the car is really too competitive to get into the top 20, at least for the moment. Ooh, trouble for Chris Dodd. He goes around in the 24. Chris Washer, I think, got into his quarter panel and just bopped him around. But Dodd, I don't think he really hit anything, so he keeps going. The Puerto Rican making his Race of Legends debut. And is currently fighting to get the final spot for the Pages Trophy Championship, as I think James Shelley hit the wall. Looks like it. He's got left side damage now. Another driver making their debut is Dominic Muller, the Global Formula Champion, multi-time Global Formula Champion. The German racer attempted this race last year but did not qualify, but this year they qualified on time. And his 13 car has shown some pretty solid pace as he goes past John Cittadina for the position. Dominic Muller, probably one of the best racers in the whole world. One of the best open wheel racers in this decade and perhaps this generation. Expressed a lot of interest in racing this series and didn't qualify last year, but said he had a ball and qualifies this year. And Muller has talked about perhaps trying to find a ride for next year. And Muller, who is a very, very capable driver, like we said, multi-time Global Formula Champion, definitely could be a potential free agent, as there are rumors that he might be leaving Global Formula to go pursue other interests in motorsports as well. So definitely something to keep an eye out on. I'm sure if Muller declares to race in this series, I'm sure he will get a lot of offers. I can't imagine he wouldn't. Ooh, 3 wide as there goes Fuller and DJ Curtis off into the wall. DJ Curtis with some significant left side damage. That's going to hurt him as it will hurt Matthew Fuller. Trouble, Cody Lamas in the 48, second place, is blown up right into turn 1, and Sean Gallagher trying to go around him, but Lamas from second place. We were about to go to pit stops, and Lamas has trouble. He blows up at the entrance of turn 1. I'm not quite sure what happened, and Jabri, who is possibly blindsided by the smoke, gets into the back of the 48. That sends Jabri around. Lamas trying to get the car refired, but something broke within the car. It is smoking terribly. And he keeps it going, so whatever it is, it's not turning his engine off. At least not completely. He is hobbling around, but he needs to get out of the way, which he is, thankfully. Lamas being very gracious here, but not quite sure what happened. We're being told the 48 had some kind of radiator failure. So Lamas bring it to pit road, so from what we can tell, the engine isn't exactly broken. It's just something with the radiator just combusted, so now they're coming to pit road to fix it. So Lamas should not be out of this race, but I'm afraid he's going to be in quite a hole. Looking at Elijah Bree, I believe he only lost a couple of positions, but despite running into the back of the 48, he does not seem to be too damaged, so Jabri continues on, and considering his last couple of laps, he hasn't lost too much pace either. So Jabri, I think, perhaps got a little bit lucky there, but he keeps on trudging on. I imagine they'll have to look at that damage further on pit road as we are coming up on pit stops. Vincent Allen with a heavy lead comes to pit road for his first stop of 2 needed today. So far, Allen has led every lap and has not been caught, as Sean Galligan is going to elect to stay off further. He took over second place after Lamas had his problem, so some differing strategies here. Definitely could be a very interesting second run here. Vincent Allen flies by Sean Galligan to keep the lead. So Galligan's not able to get a magic pit stop to put him back up to Allen, although it does kind of look like he might have put some dent into the lead by staying out a lap and perhaps having a good pit stop as well. But right now, Allen, he is just absolutely flying. The cars in front of him, Michael Block, have not pitted yet, so yeah, I'm feeling Allen might be coming up on lap traffic in the later stages of this race, which could be very interesting. Problems for Fibrosis from 6th place, we're being told, and the 9 car is coming to a slow crawl. Fibrosis saying on the radio, dead battery, and the 9 car in trouble, and that's going to be the end of his chance at a points finish today. Tiebreak for Fibrosis running a solid 6th place. He will be out of contention for points, but we'll see if they can get that car back out there. Sebastian Mendez is being black flagged for speeding, and that's a tough break. Mendez, who was running in the top 10, although he fell to 15th on pit stops, he will come down pit road, and that is going to significantly hurt the 01 car as he comes down to serve the penalty. Deanna Shelton is right now the last S3 Motorsports car in this race, as S3 Motorsports, they have just had an absolutely disastrous weekend. Gene Sanford and Charles Sanford did not qualify on time, so they had to go to the Race of Legends heats to try and scrap the final positions to just qualify for this race. Charles Sanford missed it by 1 or 2 positions, and Gene Sanford spun on the first lap and was never able to recover, prompting her from 6th place in points as Jordan Smith's around. But Gene Sanford, 6th in points, did not qualify for the Race of Legends, which left Cody Lamas and Deanna Shelton to be the only 2 S3 cars in this race, and with Lamas a couple of laps down and Shelton currently sitting in 29th, this is definitely not going to be a very nice weekend that they're going to remember very well. Jordan Smith was spun. We saw he was around to the entrance to pit road as he gets contact with Aiden McIntyre, gets into contact with them. I think McIntyre might have slid into him. Smith might have come down, but whoa, okay. Oh, that was a bit much. Smith barely missing the entrance to pit road, almost just went head-on with the divider. That would be the first time that's happened this season, but Smith continues on. I think he might get penalized for that, because he did run over that cone, and I'm not sure if the series stewards are going to take that very well. And problem for Jordan Smith as he got to the back of Chris Dodd. And Smith now with a big problem. And he is going to come to a stop off into the grass. And they're going to have to put the 63 car back to pit lane. Tough break for Smith. That was a very rough last couple of laps. First he got spun by McIntyre. Almost hit the divider, and now he has an engine problem. A dead battery problem, similar to fibrosis, we're being told. Cody Lamas is back out on the track, several laps down. It took them several laps to fix their radiator problem. However, a new problem has erupted. Cody Lamas has now lost 2 cylinders in the engine. And you can see here, he is slowing up Vincent Allen very badly. Lamas has lost 2 cylinders. Usually you only lose 1, but he has lost 2, and it has caused him to be running laps 5 seconds slower than our leader here is. Whew. Now, I don't think Lamas is going to give up, but when he gets to the straightaways, it is an absolute disaster, as you can see there. Three-car battle for 9th place right here as Dominic Muller is trying to pass Bobby Jones, and Sean Angel, who is the fastest driver on the track at the moment, is trying to go past both these guys, but Muller opens up an opening on Bobby Jones for 9th place. He moves to 9th, and here comes Sean Angel in the 45. Bobby Jones qualified surprisingly well and has surprisingly ran quite well today as well. This is the first time he's fallen outside the top 10 today, which is a very nice feat from this Max Over Honda team, who has struggled to find good runs. Jones's teammate Ian Dutta did not qualify, so he is currently the lone Honda, and he is doing the best he can with what he's got. We have reached the halfway point, and Vincent Allen is still your leader by 3 seconds over Sean Galligan. Galligan has put a small dent in Allen's gap, but it is not significant enough to where Galligan's going to be challenging him for the lead, at least not yet. But as we get into the late stages of this race, I imagine Galligan will try to turn up the pace a little bit. Vladimir Petrov has caught the top 10. Petrov qualified in 29th place, but in typical Vladimir Petrov fashion, he did not let that get to him, as Petrov is climbing very steadily up towards the field. If there's one thing Petrov is probably better at than anyone else here in this series, and that is taking a tough starting position and making a positive out of it, and he's showing that here. I don't think he's going to have the time to get to the lead like he has in times past, but Petrov definitely in contention for a top 10 finish. Could reach the top 5 if things go well for him, but we will see how that goes. But if they keep battling hard like they are in front of him, it may not be that out of the realm of possibility. Sean Angel just now passed for 7th place on Zachary Fitzwater, and Fitzwater getting into the back of the 45, slams him into the wall. Angel gets hooked and Muller into somebody. I think that might have been Satsky or Fitzwater, and almost wrecked it. And Angel falls from 7th all the way down to 12th, it looks like. And that's going to take away all the positions he gained during the second run. Not a very nice teammate move from Fitzwater, but Angel trudges on, but that front hood looks like it's about to come off. Satsky, ooh, off into the sand for a bit there, doing some dirt tracking. Satsky Yakajur has been hovering the top 10 for this entire race, but I think it's quite obvious this 41 car isn't exactly the fastest in the top 20, but like always, Satsky, she gives a fight. She has done this several times in this car. Texanite Motorsports has had a very tough season, but it has been Satsky Yakajur who has been the diamond in the rough in this organization. She has fought some really hard battles in this car this whole season to get good finishes. She is trying to do the same today, but right now this 41 car is struggling. Sean Angel has been struggling to get around this racetrack ever since he got involved with that wreck with Fitzwater. So he's going to come to pit road early in this run. And that's a tough break for Sean Angel. This 45 team has easily, by far, been the best team during this European tour. And this is not the way I think they wanted it to end. Now for 15th, as Nico Hall in a 15th place position, trying to hold off Michael Block and Kesten Rosengard. Nico Hall making his first start of the season in this 91 car for CBM. This is their 4th entry. And Rosengard into the back of the 29 of Michael Block. His Hall goes a little bit wide right and into the grass. And Hall now making contact with Rosengard. He gets sideways but keeps it straight. Alex Allen, despite having a good qualifying effort, has now fallen outside of the top 25 as Chris Washer and Shelton go by the 80. As the longer this race has gone on, this 80 car has continued to drop off in pace. Allen has been quite quiet on the radio, but so far he is just really struggling. I think they also had a pretty rough pit stop as well, so this 4th car effort hasn't exactly been going very well, but AFRT, they have never fielded more than 3 cars, so... And considering Alex Allen has not raced in more than 2 seasons, perhaps it's not too surprising, but... Right now, 80 car going the wrong direction. We haven't talked too much about Nicolas Guerra. He's back, the former DuPont Cup Series champion, currently running outside the top 30. In this 07 car, Guerra got the final transfer spot for the Race of Legends. But this 07 team, despite having an MBR chassis and engine, they have not been able to really climb up the rankings very well. Guerra, the Mexican driver, former Cup Series champion several seasons ago, has talked about wanting to make a return to the now merged DuPont World Series of Racing. Attempted to qualify last year, didn't make it, but this year they have changed that. They qualified, got the last spot by racing in the heats. And right in front of him is Cooper Siron making the debut for A1 Motorsports, who tried to attempt this race last year with Amy Shelley, but they managed to get in this year with Cooper Siron. They have struggled to move their way up towards the field as well. Vincent Allen, he's going to come down pit road for his final stop of the day, and this is quite early, actually. Vincent Allen going to pit right at the edge of the pit window. This is a very conservative strategy, although considering he had a 3-second lead, perhaps Vincent Allen didn't want to take too many risks, but this is quite early, and Sean Galligan's going to continue on. Allen, if he wanted to, he could have gone probably another 5 laps, but they're calling him down now for these final 25 laps. Sean Galligan electing to stay out several extra laps here, as he's coming up on Alex Allen. Galligan has been riding behind Vincent Allen for most of this race so far, and apparently they're going to do the complete opposite of what Vincent's doing, and they're going to go several extra laps here. Now I imagine what this 44 team is trying to pull is that they want to pit late so that Vincent Allen, when he runs his tires out very late into the run because he pitted so early, they're going to see if that will be enough for Galligan to make up the difference. So we'll see what happens here. Sean Galligan currently the points leader, so he definitely wants to get the most amount of points he can to extend the points lead before we head to the final 5 rounds of the season. Problems for Alex Allen in the 80 car. He just came off pit road. And something looks very much wrong with this 80 car. And he's going to have to hobble his way. I don't see a tire problem. I don't see a smoke, so I don't see any engine problems. So something's definitely much more internal in the 80 car, and it's not a battery. But trouble for Alex Allen. He's going to have to hobble his way to pit road and fix the problem. Sean Galligan stayed out 6 extra laps than Vincent Allen, and we're going to see where he merges. This is going to be close. Galligan with a great pit stop is going to merge right next to Vincent Allen, who goes around the outside line to make the pass back for the lead. Sean Galligan's team, with a very good pit stop, is going to put themselves right behind Vincent Allen. This is exactly what Galligan wanted, but I don't think he expected to be so close to Allen like this again. He was 3 seconds back, and now the gap is down to 1 second. But this is where Allen, though, for now will have an advantage. He has warmer tires, which will give him a couple of laps better times than Galligan. But what Galligan is banking on is that the longer this final run goes, he could catch the 0 car based on tires alone. Their pace has been equal, so I think what they're thinking is that if they can't catch him on pace, they could catch him on strategy here. William Duncan, despite getting spun in the opening laps, has fought his way back to 8th position, right behind 7th place Dominic Muller. Gotta give credit to Duncan, man. Despite that early mishap, they have slowly climbed their way back towards the front. They've been running a very clean race since, and they could be in position for some really good points here. And if Sean Galligan continues to run where he's at, Duncan's going to need as many points as he can get from this point on. So we'll see if Duncan can get past Muller for 7th. We are being told that Jonathan Skavnicki has lost a cylinder in the 3 car, as his teammate Alan Cavanero is catching up on him. Skavnicki's been running laps around 3 seconds slower than our leader, so Skavnicki is hobbling around in this 3 car. Problems at the exit of the final corner. James Shelley in that 43 car, it has combusted. That is a lot of smoke. Tough break for Shelley. He dominated his heat race, but has not been able to climb up forward for most of this race, unlike his teammate Joshua Collard, and this will be the death blow for the 43 car today. We talked earlier about how Cody Lamas lost 2 cylinders after his problem in the radiator. Well, the same has happened to Alex Allen. He has lost 2 cylinders as well in the 80 car. This 80 car had already been struggling, but this is just going to make it even worse than it already was. Allen now running laps 5 seconds slower than the leader. Very similar to Lamas, so tough break for Allen. He had that problem earlier where his car basically went into a crawl at 50 miles per hour. We're not sure what exactly that problem was. Still, we have not been told, but whatever it was, it definitely killed 2 of the cylinders. So now, Allen's going to have to hobble his way around for the rest of this race. Meanwhile, as one Allen struggles, another one struggles at the front of the field. Vincent Allen has been caught by Sean Galligan in the 44. Allen, who is sitting right behind Sebastian Mendez, trying to put him a lap down. Galligan has made up the gap. And with less than 20 laps to go, this is going to get very, very interesting, because here comes Galligan with a full head of steam in the 44 car. If he can make this pass, this is the closest Allen has been challenged this whole race for the lead. I think the tires might be coming in quicker for Galligan than I think they expected, and I think Vincent Allen did not expect the tire wear to be this much of a factor. And now he is in deep trouble. Galligan How long will he wait behind the 0 car? But look at this though. The opening may open up as Mendez almost cuts in front of the 0. Allen has to make an outside lane pass to make it happen. But here comes Galligan. Galligan sweeps on by for the lead. First on track lead change of the day. And it's less than 20 laps to go. Galligan to the lead in the 44. And they are going absolutely wild in the 44 pit box. They cannot believe what just happened, but Vincent Allen now going to try and make a counterattack of some kind. Unbelievable. I don't think anyone saw that coming that quickly. I mean, we all kind of figured Galligan would probably catch him some on tires, but this is a new level here. Well, we have focused on the front two for a good chunk of this race, but we might want to check on the third place car, who is, only 15 seconds behind them. And that is the 83 Michael Cavanero, who has ran a pretty good race today, all things considered, but has not been able to even match the insane pace that Allen and Galligan have managed to put together this weekend. Cavanero, who does not remember last year's finish fondly, where he was only 100 yards away from winning the thing, but was not able to get Sean Angel at the start-finish line in time after Angel ran out of gas and Cavanero ran out of gas a couple of yards after. Said this weekend he wanted to avenge that finish, but he has not had a chance to even contend for the lead today. Sean Galligan now approaching 2 more lap cars, and this could be very interesting because in front of him is Alex Allen, who is off the pace. That's Vincent Allen's uncle and current teammate. But the question is, will Alex Allen get in the way of Sean Galligan here? This is going to be very interesting here. Galligan getting up to the back bumper of the 80 car, and Alex Allen's going to throw a block into the corner. Alex Allen throws another block into the corner. Galligan struggling to go by the 80 car. Alex Allen choosing to get in the way of the 44, not letting him go very easily. Galligan finally goes past Allen, but that was a lot of effort to make it happen. And here comes Vincent Allen around the outside line. Vincent Allen now opens the door again. Galligan slides wide. Here comes Allen on the bottom. Vincent Allen opens the door. He's going to get the lead back. Vincent Allen gets the lead back, but not without help from his teammate, Alex Allen. Oh boy. Alex Allen did not make a very quick effort to get out of Galligan's way, and that allowed Vincent Allen to capitalize on Galligan's mishap and get the lead right back. Oh boy. Here's a replay of this again. Sean Galligan was trying to get past the 80 car. You can see Galligan kind of pulls out to the left, doesn't make the move. I think he was trying to be cautious, but Alex Allen does not get out of the way, and there's no room for Galligan to move past him. And you can see Allen not letting the 44 go. He continues to run side by side with them. And just pretty much gets in the 44's way. And you can see, you can compare, Alex just gets out of Vincent's way immediately. Doesn't even do anything with them. And that allows Vincent Allen to make this pass. If Vincent Allen wins this race, oh boy, there could be a lot of controversy. Well, if Vincent Allen wins this race, I don't doubt that there's going to be some form of controversy erupting, because that was unbelievable. Alex Allen, whether it was intentional or not, has cost the 44 the lead and has opened the door for Vincent Allen to get the lead back, which he has, and to try and pull away again. Now, I'm not trying to throw blame or claim it was intentional or not, but Alex Allen did not do a very quick effort to get out of the way, although in his defense, from my point of view, the place that Galligan caught him wasn't exactly a very favorable place to make a pass, which I think will be their argument in case this becomes a big issue, which I imagine it already has. But Vincent Allen now trying to get away from Galligan, who's catching him again. Allen now trying to put the 07 lap down. It's the 0 car. Vincent Allen goes around. Vincent got into the back of the 07 at the corner entry, and that caused him to lose control of the car. And now Allen loses the lead again, this time in a much more severe way. I cannot believe that. We were talking about the issue, and Allen got into the 07 trying to put him down. Oh my goodness, this has erupted into an absolute barn burner. I cannot believe. Oh my goodness. Replay of this again. Vincent Allen's trying to put the 07 one lap down here. And Guerra moves off to the side, gives the 0 car room, and this is where the accident happens. Not exactly the best angle for that wreck, but we'll have to look at that one more time. One more time for our helicopter camera as we look upon this accident again. See, Allen on the bottom. Guerra gives the 0 car some room, but this is where it happens here. I don't know. I don't think that was Nicholas Guerra's fault. I think Allen just turned too early into the corner. Guerra was holding his line on the inside line. Remember, that's not a very good entry into the corner, but that's what he had to do. He had to take a really steep angle into that entry. And I think Allen might have just made the mistake himself. Guerra, I don't think he did anything wrong. Just Vincent Allen turned a little bit too early, but oh boy. It has been a roller coaster the past couple of laps, and now with 5 to go, Sean Galligan is your leader by a comfortable margin over Vincent Allen, 7 seconds. But now, Galligan's going to have to get past Guerra. I'm sure he cannot believe what just happened to Allen, whether he's happy about it or not. But now he has to make the pass in the 07 himself, which could be very interesting. Battle for 7th place, Dominic Muller, who has had an absolutely fantastic debut today, is trying to combat Vladimir Petrov for 7th. Fortunately for him, Petrov is going to go past him. But Muller, in just what has been a very impressive debut for the former world champion, he is absolutely driving an absolute stellar race in that 13 car. Sean Galligan trying to go past Nicholas Guerra for what would be the final lapped car that he'll have to pass most likely. And Galligan goes by, and it should be clear sailing for the 44 team from here. And Nicholas Guerra, who must be confused at what happened with the 0 car. I imagine the 0 team is not going to be too thrilled with the 07. We'll see what happens post-race, but right now, Galligan in the lead by 7 seconds over Vincent Allen with just a few laps to go. White flag comes out for Sean Galligan as he is 1 lap away for his first ever win at the Race of Legends. The current series points leader today, ran behind Vince Allen for most of the day. Used a very, very good pit strategy to catch the zero car under pace. They pitted late, got the fresh tires, used it to their advantage, caught Vincent Allen, lost the lead again after some controversy with Vincent Allen's teammates, got the lead back, and now one lap away from the first ever Race of Legends win in Sean Galligan's career, and what could possibly be the biggest win of his career. Galligan will extend the points lead by a very significant margin today, and this is exactly what this 44 team wanted. Through the final couple of corners, it has been a long race for Sean Galligan, but coming off the final corner for what will be perhaps the biggest win of his career, Sean Galligan, to the checkered flag, will win the Race of Legends for the first time in his career. Checkered flag number 44. And they are going absolutely wild in pit lane as Sean Galligan scores the victory here in France.